Hi, this is Nate with Keysoft Solutions with another getting started video for AutoStripe for AutoCAD. Today we're going to look at transverse markings. So these are pretty simple objects from the standpoint of, say, stop lines, triangle yield symbols, some roundabout symbols. But they can also be quite complex, such as crosswalks with different kinds of striping and angles and spacing. Let's dive in a little bit and take a look at these objects. So the stop bar is probably the simplest of this series of objects. If I double click on one of these objects I've already drawn, it's going to bring up the properties menu. For this marking, it's just as simple as the width of the line and any descriptors you might want to put on your labeling. Let's look at laying out a few of these objects. All right, so let's do a simple stop line. I pick the command from the AutoStripe ribbon. I have some options on how to draw this line. If I want to align it with a roadway, but the most basic way you're probably going to use this is the edge of pavements. Just use your regular AutoCAD snaps and draw it as you normally would draw any other AutoCAD object. Now these objects can curve. If I hit enter now, which is 2 points, it's going to draw a straight line connecting those 2 points. If I draw another stop line, and maybe there's a situation where I do need a curve, I can use 3 or more points to create a curve like that. Special situations, we don't know what we might come across or what special situation might require. So let's just draw a regular straight stop bar again. Hit enter, and maybe I want to adjust that. And the key to our objects are that you can adjust them a lot with just the grips. So position, width on many objects, and you'll see more here when we get into crosswalks. Let's go ahead and lay out some yield triangles as well. And there's a good opportunity to do that up here. We've already laid out a few, just 4 in a row there. But this tool works very simply. You just pick the line you want them to follow. Again, it can be a curve if you'd like, or a straight line. Then you set the angle of the object, and it will draw those objects to the MUTC standards at the angle you specify. Clicking on that object again will give you the grips to let you adjust those objects any way that you see fit for your road design. Let's double click on that. And we can change those rotation angles and widths and separation exactly using actual units that are in the drawing. So whether that's 5 feet, maybe the triangle width is only 0.5, whatever you need to do, you can do here within limits. It looks like here there's a limit of 1 foot as a minimum. Other objects like this circulatory edge, again, it's really important to note that you're never going to have a half of a marking. Our program is smart enough to know that if something can't fit, it's not going to try to draw it. Whoops, I have 2 on top of each other. So let's make that shorter again, and you can see it automatically adds and deletes that last segment based on if it can fit that segment into the geometry. So very smart there. Now let's look at crosswalks. Now crosswalks usually take a long time to lay out because they are complex. There's a lot of lines, and especially if an angled intersection can be very complex. So let's lay one out by center. And let's pick a start point on one side of the street and an end point on the other. If I need an arc, I could do that as well, but let's just do a straight one. Hit enter. Let's determine the width of it. Let's just pick 10 for now. And there we have it. It's automatically laid out. I can adjust it as need be. It looks a little wide, so I'm going to grab this grip that looks like 2 arrows and shrink it down a bit. If I would like to go diagonal across the intersection, I can grab one of these grips. Let's move this down here, and then let's rotate the lines to match to be parallel with the direction of travel. So there we go. Again, I can double click on that, see all the properties. And also when I do a quantity takeoff or an inquiry command later down the line, I'm going to get all the quantities of this object to, for my cost estimates or to estimate my bill of materials. Some other crosswalk utilities we've developed include crosswalks by edges. That's great for, again, every situation. Every city has their own standards. Every state has some little tweaks to the standards. And so this just allows you to create some really custom objects that fit your unique needs. So there we go. There's some striping, really irregular. We can rotate the stripes any direction we need. We can adjust the boundaries of this as we need as well. There's a few other crosswalk options. Diagonal stripes, no edges. They operate in the exact same way. It's just different styles for different situations. So it's just as quick as that. I hope that helps you understand what AutoStripe does in regards to transverse markings, whether that's a roundabout, or yield triangles, or crosswalks. This gives you an idea of what we're capable of. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next video. We're going to cover hatching. Thanks.